And welcome everybody to episode 31 of Comic Confidential, the weekly podcast where we bring you the week's comic-related news, views, and reviews. I'm your host, Troy. With me, as always, is Kade.
G'day.
And back again, because she's a sucker for punishment, Amy.
Hello.
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 How is everyone?
I'm sick. I'm fucking sick as shit.
Sick of anything in general, or just sick?
Just sick.
Yeah, you don't sound good.
Yeah. I sound like super nosy.
Yeah.
Like I want to know what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sticking with us, man. You're a real champion of the sport.
Hang in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I might retire after this.
Yeah, we salute you, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, we have some sad news
We do.
this week.
The
I
saddest.
said that a little bit too upbeat,
Yeah,
like
it's
when
like-
I brought that in. It's like,
It's
oh,
very
hey.
sad.
But we do. Look, the great Gene Wilder passed away earlier this week, known for many things, comedy movies-wise. Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles, Hear No Evil, See No Evil, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
I was waiting for that.
All of them.
All of them.
And, we lose another legend.
We
But
do.
he had a pretty good innings.
He did.
I did. He was like 83 or something. That's a pretty good run. Mm-hmm. Cricket. I got
Cricket.
it. Hey,
There you
look
go.
out.
I didn't.
Oh. Anyway, so yeah, look, we don't, as I always say, it's not stuff we like to talk about, but, we'd be
just
hard
make-
pressed to not.
Yeah, not to mention it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So rest in peace, young man. What a body of work. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Should we get into some news then?
Do you want to, or do you want to thank some people?
Oh, yeah.
Man,
Let's do
you're
that.
like dropping the ball on this,
Oh,
mate.
man, whatever, man.
You're just like...
I'm
before-
sick. I'm totally sick, you guys.
Before the show,
Everyone's
you're
sick.
like, nah, fuck everyone that listens, eh? I'm not thanking them.
I'd never say that. Thank you, everyone. Sincerely, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, everyone who listens, subscribes, reviews the show. Make sure you follow us on Facebook at Comic Confidential Podcast, Instagram and Twitter at Comic Con Pod, YouTube, Comic Confidential
Search bar.
Search bar. Yep.
And hey, Amy.
Yeah,
Go.
we got a Snapchat, yo.
Yeah, we do have a Snapchat.
Comic
yo.
Con Pod, if you're looking for it.
Yep.
And that's run by you.
It's run by me.
Yeah, shit is bound to get weird.
It's already getting weird.
It's already getting weird.
I'm sure there's just going to be like Snapchat filters on dogs, like dog ears on dogs.
You know, I almost did post one of those the other night, and then I'm like,
Go for it.
Yeah, just do it. People love dogs.
They do.
Website, Kate.
Website, that's comicconpod.com. Got a Patreon if you want to support the show, jump on there. That's patreon.com/comicconpod. And we've got a loot crate, so if you want to get some cool stuff that's in a crate, jump into our show notes and you might get a discount.
Yeah.
I
Question
think you
mark?
do. I
Question
think.
mark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
someone-
think.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Someone has to let
Someone,
us.
please. And we have a network. We are a network.
We are
I
a
should
network.
say. We are the Comic Confidential Network. Or as I like to call us, CCN.
CCN?
Because it's very professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the Advisory Podcast is within the network. They are a great advice-related show. I use air quotes with advice because really, it's that kind of advice. You don't take it.
No, you do take it.
You should run with it.
You run with it,
Yeah.
and it makes for a great story.
It does. Check them out on iTunes, or they're on our website, comicconpod.com, mentioned earlier. Or you can follow them on Twitter at Advisory Podcast. And I think they're also on Facebook as well.
Yeah.
The Advisory.
They're bloody everywhere.
They are.
are.
Check them out. Hey,
Yeah.
do you guys want to talk about some news now?
Yeah, we can.
Sure do.
Fuck yeah. Okay, I'll kick it off. Steve Rogers officially is no longer Captain America as far as the Marvel Cinematic Universe goes. Basically, how the Russo brothers have come out and they've said, "Yep, officially." The scene at the end of Civil War where he kind of drops his shield and walks off and leaves it with Iron Man and all that sort of stuff. That's kind of him letting go of that Captain America persona. He just can't live.
I feel like an absolute dickhead for not even mentioning that when we reviewed that movie.
I didn't even pick up on that. I was
Yeah.
just like, oh, damn, he's throwing down.
Yeah, a little bit of an oversight by us for sure.
Massive oversight, but everyone I've listened to oversaw it too.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was too busy concentrating on the airport fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
me too.
Spider-Man and whatnot.
Oh,
Black
yeah.
Panther, that was all. And the Black Panther reveal.
Yeah.
That's kind of like as in the Wakanda, where we got to see it at the
Yeah.
end and all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
That's what was burned in my memory.
Yeah, you didn't even notice no suit, no shield, nothing like
Yeah.
that.
So it begs the question as to who, like, which persona he will now pick up. He's run with a couple over time.
Yes.
He
Nomad?
Nomad, US agent, Steve. Yes.
Yep.
I think his mum used to call him that.
Steve
Done it all.
Steve
Yeah, he has done it
And I
all.
think he's even gone by just the captain.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
As well, for sure. Whether he'll, excuse me for coughing, whether he'll pick up any of those, we don't know. I think it's probably just going to be, he'll just be Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
They might still call him Cap or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. But I think for the most part, he'll just be Steve Rogers.
Your average Joe.
Yeah, and he'll eventually pick up the mantle again at some point.
Or will he?
No, I reckon he will.
I hope so.
His contract's running out.
Yeah, yeah, maybe. I mean, look, when you look at how many movies Sebastian Stan has signed on for,
He's got like another 9, doesn't he?
well,
Something
it'd
like
be
that.
like 7 or 8 now.
Yeah, it's
8.
still a crazy
Close
amount.
to 9.
It's a lot. So with that, yeah, there's a very good chance that he'll be the one that picks up the mantle.
Yeah.
But there's always the Falcon as well, Sam Wilson, who has
Yeah,
also been
that's
a
right.
Captain America. So there's every chance that they could do that way. I feel like they've kind of leaned more towards that than anything
Yeah.
else.
Yep.
Because he definitely does rely on him as a very, very close second in command.
Yep.
So I think that's the obvious choice if they do it.
And that's right. And you never know when old mate's going to get triggered.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what they're trying to work on now.
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
trying to remove that shit. That's why he's gone back under cryostasis. Is that the word?
Yeah, I think that's the word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bloody science up in
I
this
know.
bitch.
Science, mate.
Hashtag science.
Hashtag hey, this is something that we didn't mention last week that we probably should have. We missed it. But it's actually a pretty big thing. The rewrites for Doctor Strange.
Yeah, that's crazy. And that's
Super
only a
crazy.
couple of weeks away.
What did we say? 10?
I think it's about, like 9 weeks, maybe 10 weeks. It's like the end of October anyway.
Right.
So it comes out the end of October, and what they've done is they've brought in Dan Harmon, who is the creator of Community, if you've seen it.
Yeah,
Fantastic show. I was going to swear. Fantastic fucking show, you guys.
It is.
But it is. It's a fantastic show, and he's also the co-creator of Rick and Morty, which is another really good show
Yep.
if you do happen to watch it. So it looks like they're trying to bring in some comedy.
Yeah.
But what does that say for the movie?
Yeah.
That's weird. And I don't think we spoke about this last week either. We might have just missed it, but there was a photo.
What did we speak about last week, though?
Who bloody
Stuff.
knows stuff?
Stuff.
Batman.
Yeah,
Was
probably
that-
Batman.
Yeah, Batman.
A little
Yeah.
bit of Batman.
Yeah.
But no, last week on the Brisbane set of Thor, someone somehow snapped a photo of Thor holding a business card with Stephen
saw that.
Strange's address on it.
Yeah. That's right.
So
It's
maybe
gonna
it's
be a
the reshoots.
tie-over.
Yeah. Maybe the reshoots are for something for that.
Yeah, potentially. I guess now that we've seen that, you could possibly put those two together. I think what they've said, though, is that it's specifically for the upcoming Doctor Strange movie.
Right.
But I don't know.
Wouldn't they already be doing press and stuff
Oh,
already?
it'd be like...
So they'd have to pull out of that to go and...
I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I have no clue as to how this far along you're at the point that you want to start doing, like, some rewriting. It could just be... I don't
Little
know.
fillers
Yeah,
and
it
bits
could
and
just be like
pieces.
little fillers, little like just I don't know.
Could be end scene credits, something like
Could
that.
be anything. Like those funny credits that they do sometimes in movies.
Yeah, they're just going back to reshoot them.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
They've gone to shoot bloopers.
Yeah, exactly.
They wanted to introduce that little bit of comedy
Yeah,
just at the end.
in the blooper section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? But I still have high hopes for Doctor Strange. I still think it's going to be a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to that.
Same.
And it's so close. Bring it on.
Bring it on.
Hey,
Hey.
we've got some rumors going around town.
Ooh, there's a lot of rumors
So
this week.
many.
Yeah.
So many rumors.
So many
rumors.
So many DC rumors.
Yeah.
So apparently, the Golden Glider and Captain Cold look set to be the main villains for the Flash movie.
Yeah. Not confirmed,
Not
by
confirmed.
any stretch of the imagination.
No, confirmed. You heard it here first.
So if it does happen,
We
it's
get the
because we
credit.
said,
Yeah.
so we get the credit. Everything we talk about from now until the end of the news segment is pretty much unconfirmed, apart from one thing.
And we'll tell you which one that
we'll
is.
tell you which one that is. We'll make sure we point it out. But
no, you got to guess.
let us know which one is the actual thing that's going to happen in the future. So everything we talk about is going to be rumors based on a leak, essentially from within DC. I don't know who leaked it. Who
Yeah,
leaked it?
Some guy.
someone leaked it onto 4chan and the internet blew up.
Oh, okay. So it's obviously legit.
It's
because it's on 4chan.
It's too legit to quit.
I was just going to say that. Damn you.
So, yeah, spoilers though. Heavy spoilers in case they are true. But we can't tell, so who knows?
Pre-spoilers.
Yeah, so again, going back to this, unconfirmed, but looks set that it's going to be pretty much the Rogues Gallery.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Those two members.
Or the Rogues, sorry.
The Rogues, yeah.
Yep.
It's going to be damn good.
Yeah. Well, Captain Cold apparently is going to be a very kind of creepy version of Captain Cold that we've kind of never seen before,
Really?
based on these rumors. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's hard to say. I think it's going to be awesome if it is true.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, well, the on-screen version of Captain Cold, he's just a little bit too likable.
Yeah.
Wentworth Miller.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Oh god. Every week with you.
But yeah, it'll be good to see a take on him that makes you not like him.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Well, because he is technically, does cross over into that anti-hero kind
Yeah,
of
that's it.
thing. But this is apparently said to be quite creepy. Golden Glider being his sister, of course, probably equally as creepy. Who knows?
You want to talk about some Superman rumors?
Yeah.
Brainiac will be the main villain apparently for Superman 2.
Yes. Yeah. Well, again,
It's a fantastic rumor.
yeah, it's hard to talk too much more about it because they are all rumors.
Just lines on paper, sort of.
Apparently, Lex Luthor will play heavily into the origin of this Brainiac.
Yes.
All that sort of stuff. So I think I also heard Lois Lane will take a bit of a back step, and they'll focus more on Superman
Really?
as well. Yeah, so more on Superman himself and less on the relationship with Lois.
Right.
That's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah.
But doesn't
For
that
himself.
humanize him though, having that relationship with Lois?
No, not at all. He's hardly humanized in these movies, and that's the problem people have with him. And Lois is there as always a distraction.
Well, yeah, and we've spoken about that before.
Yeah.
But that's no fault of hers. That's just how she's been, portrayed in these movies as being the damsel in distress, essentially.
Yeah.
Instead of she is quite a strong character in the comics and everything
She is,
as well.
yeah. It's very different.
Yeah.
So apparently, with Lex's involvement with Brainiac, he kind of makes a deal with Steppenwolf, learns the technology from the Apocalypse world, and
Yep.
and integrates Brainiac with his LexCorp iOS, generates him.
Yep.
So that's how I think we're going to marry up the Justice League
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, apparently, Steppenwolf is set to be the villain, which I think was quite well known.
Yeah, obvious with that deleted scene.
Yeah. But a couple of things that aren't so well known is, and these are the rumors that have leaked, but Green Lantern is set to make an appearance in the Justice League movie. Either as it could be a mid-credit scene, could be an end-credit scene.
Yeah.
Not necessarily as a member, but yeah, set to make an appearance.
I was having a big debate about that the other day with somebody about whether Green Lantern will be in the movie or not. And I was adamant. I'm like, nah, they won't bring him back. Surely not. But
Well, guess what? You're wrong.
I know.
Possibly.
Based on rumors.
Possibly. I could be right.
You could be right.
You could be right. But not only that, there will be a big tease to Darkseid
Yes.
as well.
That'd be good.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that Darkseid will definitely be the villain for Justice League 2.
Very
So
interesting.
who will be?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who bloody knows?
Now, this is interesting. It looks like the DC Entertainment Universe, no, Extended Universe. I always say entertainment. DC Extended Universe might be bringing, similar to a Marvel and Netflix, might be trying to bring TV shows to HBO.
Ooh. HBO makes some good shows.
They
man.
do make some good shows, and the thing with HBO is it's game on. Like as far
Yeah.
as like violence,
There's
all that
no
sort of
limits.
stuff. Yeah. So this is the the station that's bought us like Game of Thrones,
Yep.
Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley. I'm guessing Mad Men. Is
No,
that HBO?
that was AMC.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't actually know. But yeah, like a lot of the shows that it does bring forth, usually quite either graphic or controversial, I guess.
True Blood was there too.
True Blood, yes.
Yeah.
True Blood was
That's pretty
HBO.
full on.
Lots of swearing and violence
Yeah.
and whatnot. So, that does potentially bode well for a couple of these shows. One of them apparently being Nightwing.
Ooh.
Which would be awesome.
So
that would
awesome.
be so good.
And the other one being Birds of Prey. And The Question. They're also talking about Zatanna.
Yeah, we need to get her in this universe, man.
Somewhere.
Especially if we're getting the Justice League Dark movie.
Yeah. Exactly. I think Dr. Fate is another one, by the way, as well.
Oh, man, I love me some Fate.
Yeah. But speaking of Nightwing, now this would then lead me to believe that the entire extended universe, being movies and TV shows, would have to be combined.
Yeah.
Like they would have to work within each other, as Marvel does not right now.
Yeah.
Because what they're saying is they're saying that Cyborg is actually basically out of a solo movie. So they're not going to have a solo Cyborg movie.
Right.
But what they are going to do is they are going to have a Titans movie. Yes. So excited. So they're going to have a Titans movie, which will feature Nightwing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the crossover comes from, I would guess.
Right.
With Deathstroke as the major villain, similar to the Titan series.
Yeah.
Series.
Well, it's pretty much exactly the
Yeah.
same.
That is cool, man.
That is cool as shit.
So cool.
Cool because, think about how big the universe could be if you can then can combine like movies and TV shows.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Crazy.
It'd be huge.
A Titans movie would be massive.
Oh,
Can
I
you
just
imagine?
watch it every day.
Let's just have 30 minutes of us just being like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something else that's going to make you say, oh my God, is that there's a potential Blue Beetle
Yes.
TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Blue Beetle and Booster Gold.
And Booster Gold.
Yeah.
How can you go wrong with those two?
You can't.
You can't. But like initially that was supposed to be a full length feature movie.
Yeah.
But now what they're saying is that they might potentially turn that into one of the HBO shows as well.
I think that would actually work better as a TV
Yeah,
show.
so do I.
Yeah, I think it would too. Kind of like a half-hour comedy series sort of
Yeah.
thing. You know, doesn't have to be like the whole hour long or anything like that. I
Yeah,
think
that's it.
little short, punchy comedy series between the two would be great.
That's it. And those characters, they're pretty diverse. They're very serious. They're very funny.
Yeah.
So to try get that into a movie and keep that balance, even.
Yeah.
You couldn't really do it too well, I think. So
Yeah.
spread it across 8-10 episodes.
Yeah.
That's on point.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Now we did mention Deathstroke earlier in the Titans thing. This is not a rumor. Oh, I told you.
This is
I
the
told
one.
everyone, which is
Damn
the
it.
real one. Damn it. So this is not a rumor. This was an actual reveal from Ben Affleck himself. And if you haven't seen it by now, just jump on his Twitter account and have a look. It is fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
It's his reveal of the Deathstroke character. And fucking internet went nuts. I went nuts.
Yeah. Troy just smashed his phone.
I did. I'm just, oh my God. And I just smashed my phone.
And then he ran to a
Ripped my shirt
payphone,
off.
called me up.
Put
I
the
sent
money
you a
in,
text from it. Yeah.
Yeah.
and it was just like what's up?
But it is awesome as shit. But there are a couple of things that initially weren't clear. Like, was it going to be, are they showing Deathstroke from the Justice League? Is it for the solo Batman movie?
Yeah.
Why is he showing us? Like, what? Like,
Why
what
is
does
he
it all
teasing us
mean?
like this?
People think that it seems to look like it's in the Batcave as well,
Yes,
with the
it
way that it's
does.
done.
Or I think it's in the Bat ship.
Okay.
Because there
Yeah.
was a lot of bat ship. Man, it sounds like bat shit. But when the press went to the Justice League set, there was a lot of sets around showing inside the bat plane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I
Okay.
might say plane. That
Yeah,
sounds
plane.
a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, that's probably fairly true.
Yeah.
Now, what has come out since then is apparently the Wrap have confirmed, because they have sources close to the project, as they always do, but they've confirmed that it's actually for the Batman solo movie.
Yeah.
Which doesn't actually make a lot of sense
No.
to me. Just in the way in where the Batman solo movie currently is, like, because it's not even in pre-production. So why are they testing for a full suited Deathstroke?
Yeah.
Just to
Fuck us up.
Yeah.
Like, is it? Do you think it's like just to get some hype?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would think I'd prefer it to be for the Justice League film. to be honest.
Well,
how does he compare though against the Justice League?
See, but that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, it could be very similar to the Flash in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not. It's a brief appearance to lead into something more.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah, so he might rock up somewhere within the Justice League movie as in that sort of like cameo kind of appearance.
Yep.
And then be later in the Batman movie down the track.
You nailed it, Troy.
That's probably it.
You heard it here first, folks. That's what's going to happen.
And who's playing this wonderful person?
Amy, who's playing this wonderful person?
Joe, I can never say his last name.
Manganiello.
Joe Dreamboat.
Joe Dreamboat
Joey
Manganiello.
Dreamboat.
All of the people I like are dreamboats.
Yeah, well, it makes sense.
Yep.
They're dreamboats.
Build yourself a harbour, Amy.
But yeah, he's rumoured to be playing him.
Yeah, and rumoured because as far as internet rumours go, this is about as good as it gets, I guess. His current location
Was in England.
It's in England, which is where they were shooting parts of the Justice League.
Yeah.
Right.
And because of his Twitter activity and who he is currently following, so currently following Zack Snyder, currently following, I think, the DCEU, like all that sort of stuff. So Jeff Johns as well. So,
Yeah.
People
because
are
of those sorts of
detectives,
things.
hey?
I also follow those people.
Maybe you're Deathstroke.
Hey, maybe. You don't know.
Shit.
Look at my Twitter
That's how
activity.
you know. That's how you know what's happening.
Yeah, Troy,
exactly.
actually, you are disappearing for 4 weeks.
Yeah,
What are you
exactly.
doing?
Oh, well, I happen to be going to London.
Yeah.
We'll have a source
Scandal.
close to the movie. Then.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's basically that's it for the rumors.
Yeah. But they're good rumours.
They are. I
They
hope some
are.
of them at least are real.
Yeah, there are actually. If you do want to have a look, there. I think it's on. Do you know the link?
Nah.
Off the top of your head.
We,
Anyway.
we might put it in the show notes.
We'll
if
put
you
the
wanna
link
check
in the
them
show
out.
notes. If you do want to check it out, it is very, very, very spoiler heavy. We've only covered like a few of them. There are a lot more if you do want to check them out. But just be warned that if you like to kind of take a step back and wait for these things to naturally reveal themselves, it could be a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, especially. And even if they're not true, and it does happen, it's always a bit of a letdown.
Yeah.
So you've been warned. And that's going to bring us to the Weekly Wrap, the segment where we wrap up all the week's TV action, starting off this week with Fear the Walking Dead, Los Muertos. I don't even know that bloody word. Muertos?
Muertos?
That
is awesome
says
Spanish, dude.
Los Muertos.
Yep. Anyway,
Anyway,
you nailed it.
I nailed it. Los Duo. Nick falls in with another band of lunatic fanatics. Madison and Strain get drunk and cause trouble while playing on the piano. Yeah, fucking dickheads. And zombies start falling from the sky.
Yes, they do. Amy has lost it.
Get it together.
I'm sorry, I'm crying.
Can you?
Okay.
This is a very serious episode. I need you to focus.
People died, Amy.
People died. Zombies fell from balconies, Amy.
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Look, okay. So they did happen to prove me wrong because I did think that this, how they were going to do it, they were going to do it as solo episodes for a while.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
Yeah, it was good.
It was good, but it was still very Nick heavy, which we just had a full episode of Nick. So why are we automatically going back to this character?
Well, because that story is actually getting interesting.
Is it?
I think it is.
Yeah.
You know, we just said he's left one group of crazies.
Yeah.
And he's gone to what seems to be an even crazier group.
Yeah, but isn't that just rehashing the same thing that just happened then?
I think Nick has replaced one drug with another.
Yeah. Okay. If you want to get deep.
I'm getting deep.
Look, I personally think that they're possibly banking on the likability of Frank Delane, the actor that actually plays Nick.
Yeah.
Or the character of Nick, anyway. You know, I don't know. It's either that or we're going to get a whole bunch of like, what's that kid's name? Travis. Travis and Chris episodes.
Can we not?
Well, I mean, so we're 2 episodes into 8? No, not even that. 6, maybe? And nothing so far. So it's coming.
It is
coming.
coming.
You know we're going to get a full episode of those guys for sure. And it's just going to be Chris whinging and complaining, and then it's going to be Travis not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that's Travis. and then Chris is going to try to kill someone, and Travis is going to go, "Oh no, don't kill people," and then it's going to be done.
Yep. And then he's going to die, and then he's going to walk away. No kid.
Oh, you think Chris is going to die?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I think he'll do something stupid, or he'll run off with a fucking stupid group.
Yeah, I think that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't think they're ready to get rid of any of their main characters yet. Not any of their main characters. Anyway, let's get back to the episode at hand.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think?
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's weird though that they have gone back to the whole. I find it weird that Nick has essentially instantly fallen in with another crowd after all the events that just went down with Celia and her group. That he's so quick to just jump in and go, oh hey, these guys are fucking crazy. I'm in.
Yeah, for someone who is so independent.
Yeah.
From everyone else.
Yeah, exactly.
He is just so willing to jump on a bandwagon.
Well, yeah, and it is, and like I think, like you said before, it could be trying to speak to his behavior as an addict.
Yeah.
That he is also always chasing that sort of
the next big thing,
the next big high. It's not a high really, but but it also could be talking to him as an outcast, and I guess wanting to feel wanted by someone or needed or something
possibly.
like that. And maybe it just not by his own family who actually does want him. So who knows?
Yeah. Interesting that this group of people seem to offer fresh, healthy people to these zombies.
Yeah, no, because that guy wasn't healthy.
He wasn't healthy?
No, and they actually mentioned it later. They basically said that he was on his way out anyway.
Right, okay.
So what better way to join the wall, as they called it, and help protect the rest of us? They kind of see the horde of zombies that they have there as their protectors, their friends and family that have crossed over, as it were, and are there to kind of protect them from the outsiders, the humans of the world that are still alive.
Right.
Yeah, which is kind of what the whole thing is based on, really. When I think they called themselves the Children of the Resurrection.
Yes.
I believe that's what they were called. And what was old mate's name? The main guy, the leader of it, Alejandro. Yeah, so it's basically like the whole thing banks around the fact that they believe that they are something that they're believe
chosen.
Yeah, they're the chosen ones for this world, and they're going to rise up again, and they will run the world, whether it's as humans or zombies or whatever. It's kind of really like it's a bit all up in the air.
Yeah,
but it all stems from the fact that apparently this guy has been bitten and survived.
Yeah. Do you believe it?
No.
Either do I.
Not for a second.
Not at all. I think he's got someone to just bite him.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Well, because that the other lady, I'm really good at these names today. I cannot remember what her name is, but the lady that is with Nick, essentially, said that she was there and she witnessed the whole thing and all that sort of stuff. Like she is a true believer that this is actually what happened. Were you paying attention?
I was,
Were you paying attention
but
to this episode?
There were so many subtitles, man.
But yeah, so she has said that she witnessed him being bitten, and then you actually see like his shirt sort of fall off, and you see the big chunk out of like his shoulder
as he hangs down and a titty falls out.
Yeah, a little titty falls out. It was pretty hot. But yeah, so that happens, and you see it, but it either comes down to a couple of things. It's like, is he faking it?
Yeah.
And did he find a way to sort of fake the whole situation? Did they happen to cut the infection out before it spread, which I think is probably the most likely sort of option, or and this is a big one because this will change the game completely. Is it for real? And what they've essentially done is they've now found people that are actually immune to the virus.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. Is there a handful of people out in this world who are not affected by the virus?
Yeah.
Which is very similar to...
28 days later?
28 weeks later.
28 weeks later. Yes. Excellent.
Yeah, maybe
we got there in the end.
Yeah, eventually got there, but it made me think of that. So I really hope it doesn't go down that path.
Yeah.
But it is interesting to an extent.
Well, we'll see what happens. But like I said, it will completely change the game if that's the actual case. And there are people out there completely immune to the virus. But we'll see. We'll have to see. It does look like one thing, because I guess we'll talk about this instead of talking about the episode sequentially. We'll talk about Nick, and then we'll talk about what everyone else was doing while this was happening. Yeah. If that makes sense. So just with Nick, we'll finish with Nick then, because this is again, very quick to buy into this whole cultish kind of behavior, which is pretty bizarre in itself. One thing that I did want to bring up, and I'm going to hammer on this every week until they stop doing it. Some terrible writing, right? Pretty bad writing in this particular episode. If you think about it like this, so when Nick and I wish I knew that lady's name. Let me check my notes. Nothing. Excellent. So got nothing.
Quincella.
Yeah, when Nick and we'll call her Mexican Sarah.
Mexican Sarah.
Yeah, when Nick and Mexican Sarah went to went on their little mission and all that sort of stuff, he basically showed multiple times that he didn't understand a word of Mexican or Spanish or Spanish. However, by the end of it, when Alejandro is giving his big speech about how they will, rise up and all this sort of stuff, it's completely 100% in Spanish.
And he's chanting along.
Shaking his head, like nodding his head along, and then starts chanting along.
Yeah, and this just shows, man, this guy is just going with the flow.
Yeah. But
I don't know if that's bad writing. I think this guy is just like, fuck it.
But so you think he's like, but how is he understanding a word that is being said is my point. Like, how can he be agreeing to anything that is being said when only earlier in the day he learned how to say, I'm sorry?
Yeah. Have you ever been caught in a chant?
He's caught in the moment.
Yeah.
That's it, man.
I get what you're saying, but right up until the time where he joined in on said chant, it was very much that he was kind of like in agreement with everything that was being said. And to me, it's just sloppy in the sense of, literally you had him learning Lo siento like earlier.
Yep.
And then it's kind of like, oh, now I understand this whole full thing.
Well, I think I'm going to show you a bigger plot hole here. Is that he always seems to get out of his sticky situations by his junkiness.
Yeah.
He pinched some lollies, some candy for a little girl.
Yeah.
By falling back onto his traits of being a junkie.
Yeah.
Somehow he spotted this girl who was sick, knew what she was on.
Yeah.
And said, she's going to die if she doesn't have any more.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, it could also be trying to play into like how he's always been a survivor. Because I think like when Madison and Strand are talking later, Strand says, he's like, the kid is bulletproof. Like nothing is going to like harm him basically. And it could be trying to play onto that. Like he because of who he is and what he's been through and all that sort of stuff, he's able to to walk through situations that the rest of us might like just crumble in.
Yeah, possibly.
Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
Madison and Strand and Alicia and Ophelia are doing stuff.
They're getting on it.
They are getting on it. Basically driving around looking for Nick on Madison's word, trying every single direction they possibly can, finally decide to give it up, head to a hotel, and...
After their boat is stolen...
Yes,
that's honestly, what are they going to think? Are they going to think that boat's going to be there as soon as they get off it?
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
fucking so stupid. What were they thinking? Leave some people on there.
How do you lock a boat? How do you do it?
Yeah,
serious question.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if you can you jumpstart a boat?
I don't know. Are there steering locks?
I need to watch Speed 2.
Yeah, Speed 2 Cruise Control.
Yeah,
and we'll figure it out.
Is it really called Cruise Control?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Isn't it? That's a great movie. Speed 2 is the best movie ever made. Look, anyway, getting back to where they were. So they end up in this hotel. And, I think the one thing that I'll take away from this is that I am starting to kind of, air quotes, kind of appreciate Madison and Strand's relationship a little bit. They do have a good sort of banter and they do play off each other really well and all that sort of stuff. They are two of the stronger characters in a group of weak characters.
Yes, absolutely.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Except they do lose their inhibitions this episode a little bit.
They do.
Just play the stupid card.
Yeah, they basically just get hammered. Play one of the loudest fucking instruments that you can. Apart from a fucking trumpet. Yeah.
And don't seem to give a shit.
Yeah, basically. But it's more, not so much give a shit, but I just don't think they even realize.
Maybe.
And at this point, Ophelia and Alicia have kind of like gone off on their own and, Alicia's managed to find like the only working hot shower in the whole of Mexico, probably. Very conveniently. Ophelia decides that she's just going to run off because she seems like she's kind of had it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really know where she's at right now. Like, she just lost her dad and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I'm the same. I don't really care.
Yeah.
But I could say that about everybody so far, almost. Yeah. But then anyway, as this is happening, so then we're led to this whole mass horde of zombies kind of like trying to get themselves at Madison and Strand.
Just coming out from everywhere.
Like literally everywhere. Literally falling off 3-story balconies to try to get at this, dynamic piano playing duo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how the episode ends.
It is kind of. I don't know, man.
You know what that last scene reminded me of?
What?
Like when you're at the club and you're trying to get a drink.
Yes.
And no one's like taking your order.
Yeah. You've got the 2 bartenders that are in the middle and they're just having a chat. And then you've got 40,000 people around the outside all reaching over trying to like get a drink. Yeah. Very good analogy.
Yeah.
Kind of reminded me a little bit of Shaun of the Dead. Less funny, obviously.
Yeah.
Less funny, less good.
I love that show.
But yeah, the whole bar scene with that as well, where they're also behind the bar trying to fight them off. I don't know how you could possibly get out of that situation. Let me tell you, if you were a side character, you'd be fucking dead. These 2 will get out of this somehow.
Yeah, ice picks, mate.
Ice picks, of course. Yeah, why didn't I think of that?
Bottle openers.
It's going to be something stupid like it'll be Alicia coming down and she'll cause a distraction or something. Or it'll be something bullshit, easy, simple getaway. And, I don't know. Because that's what this show does.
Yeah, exactly.
Takes the easy way out.
Always, every time. Let's wrap it up.
Okay.
What do you rate it?
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, average.
3
for me. 3 out of 5 is like an average for me. Like, it wasn't terrible again. Like, I wasn't getting completely distracted while I was watching it and all that sort of stuff. It's just, I don't know, man. Like, and we've been saying this the whole series, like basically season 1 and season 2, that it's just like, where are you headed? Do something.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Find some direction. I'm with you as well.
Because all they've done, like literally all they've done is they've just gone from one compound where there's a crazy cult
to
another compound where there's a crazy cult.
Yep.
So get your shit together.
I'll agree with you. 3 out of 5.
Cool.
Just got to lift this game a bit.
Yep.
Yeah. That comes back next week with Do Not Disturb.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Well, don't we have a massive segment for you this week? It's our 3rd round of Marvel vs. DC, but with a twist. Firstly, let me say thank you to all the hundreds of people that have voted this week on Twitter. We did 4 polls over 4 days, and without your support, the show won't go.
That's right. It doesn't go.
So we salute you for voting.
We do. Now the twist. So since we got such a fantastic response and feel like there are so many cool battles in here that need to be discussed, we are going to break down and claim a victor for all 16 matchups. That's right, 16 of the best Marvel and DC matchups you're likely to hear all week at least.
All right, so the rules were simple. We will read out the match and how they fared on Twitter poll, and then we'll each decide who we think wins and why. We need to decide and move quickly because each round will have a title fight, being the most popular matchup from our Twitter polls, which we'll then go ahead a little bit more in depth on. All right, so let's get started.
Round 1.
Okay, so round 1 consisting of 3 matchups and the title fight. So the first matchup we had was Dark Phoenix versus Black Alice, getting only 4% of the votes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Surprising.
It is crazy because it's actually a pretty good matchup.
Yeah.
Kade, who takes it and why?
Oh, it depends. If Dark Phoenix comes out strong, she's got it. But if she fucks around, Black Alice will steal her power and fuck her up. So I am going to go with Black Alice.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. Right. Well, I went opposite. I said Dark Phoenix would take it. I just don't think Black Alice could control that much power effectively.
Fair enough.
I think she'd take. I think Dark Phoenix would take her out before she could manage to control it and fight back.
Interesting. I also went Black Alice, and the reason being is because of her ability to steal powers very quickly. It's basically within a look.
Yeah.
You're right in the sense that she doesn't have the same control over them, but I don't think it really matters. She is classified as one of the potential most what's the word I'm looking for?
dangerous
teenagers
Yes.
in the DC universe.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Next one is Nightcrawler versus Beast Boy. This got 14% of the votes. I'm going to go Nightcrawler on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just too quick.
Yeah.
Far too quick.
All right. I went opposite to you again. I went Beast Boy.
Yeah.
I just think though Nightcrawler is quick, he can only carry a certain amount. Beast Boy turns into a massive T-Rex. That's going to drain Nightcrawler super quick.
Yeah.
If he wants to teleport him somewhere, teleport him into a small space, Beast Boy can become small.
Yeah.
Get inside Nightcrawler, fuck his shit up, get real big. Nightcrawler's dead.
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest with you. It's a tough one. I would say I will go with Nightcrawler based purely on speed and agility. Beast Boy has the option of turning into basically any animal
That's
or
right.
beast, as it were, he wants to. I think it'll be over too quickly.
Yeah, that's
before any of that sort of thing
Get
happens.
it in, get
Fair.
it done.
Yep.
Fair. All right. The next one we had was Wolverine versus Doomsday with 27% of the votes. I went Doomsday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reasons?
I'm saying he's just a bit too adaptable, I think. He gradually becomes more and more invulnerable as the battles continue, which is something I think Wolverine lacks. He's a little bit too overeager.
Yep.
That's my reasoning.
Okay, cool. I went Doomsday 100% of the time, every time. As much as I love me some Wolverine, which I do, there is no contest. Too strong, too powerful. I don't even believe Wolverine would be able to scratch the kid, to be honest with you. So Doomsday all day.
Yeah, I agree. Doomsday. Doomsday would literally eat him.
Yeah, he might eat him.
He may. He could do whatever the
Which,
fuck he
can I
wants.
just say that the Hulk has done before to the Wolverine.
Eaten him.
in
know.
Old Man Logan and paid dearly for it. Yeah. So who knows?
Yeah.
So that's it for the three undercard fights, and we're off to the main event. Okay, so it's time for the main event, Daredevil vs. Nightwing, with 55% of the votes, and this is Amy's fight, so take it away, Amy.
All right. So in the red corner, we've got standing at 6 foot tall and weighing in at a trim 200 pounds. He's the one blind man you don't want to mess with, Daredevil. Murdoch was raised by his father, who was a boxer known as Battling Jack Murdoch in Hell's Kitchen. Realizing that there were rules needed to prevent people from behaving badly, young Matt decided to study law. However, when he stopped to save a man from an oncoming truck, it spilled radioactive cargo that rendered Matt blind, however, also enhanced his remaining senses. So under the tutelage of the blind martial arts master Stick, Matt mastered his heightened senses and became a formidable fighter. So break down in his powers or abilities, I guess, bit of a mixture. To compensate for his lost sight, Daredevil's other four senses were majorly enhanced. So his sense of touch, he can detect faint impressions of ink on paper, allowing him to read by touch. He's also able to feel minute changes in temperature, so it gives him the ability to sense a human body at a distance of 5 feet due to the body heat and air disturbance. Daredevil's sense of smell is enhanced. He can hear people talking through standard soundproof walls and can hear a heartbeat from 20 feet away. He also has the radar sense, which is similar to echolocation. He's very strong, quick, agile. He's got high endurance, not to mention his acrobatic and gymnastic skills. He's also an accomplished criminal lawyer, if anyone was wondering or needed a lawyer.
Yes.
Yeah. Could always have one of them in the band.
Weaknesses. His main weakness, I guess, is his vulnerability to powerful sounds or odors, like a bell, something like that, throw off his whole game. He is blind after all, and his radar sense is not perfect. And I guess he's best known for his blindness, but still being able to kick ass.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. So then his formidable opponent in the blue corner, standing at 5'10" and weighing in at 175 pounds, is the most well-known sidekick you ever did meet. Only kinda not. Nightwing.
Very cryptic.
Thanks. So what do you do if you're the boy wonder to one of the most recognisable superheroes in the universe and you're looking to move out of the shadow a little bit, step into the spotlight? It's simple. You become Nightwing and you fuck shit up. So when his circus acrobat family was brutally murdered, Dick Grayson was taken in by our favourite and most wonderful billionaire, Bruce Wayne. Bruce shared his secret life as Batman with Dick. Lol, Dick. And eventually he became Robin, the Dark Knight's partner. But as Dick grew older, playing second in charge to one of the most stern and unrelenting heroes in the Justice League began to wear on him, and eventually he struck out on his own and became Nightwing, staying true to what he learned as Robin while coming into a little bit of his own as a respected superhero. He shares many similar methods and or similar motivations with Batman, but also knows firsthand that being the Batman can sort of have a negative effect on you, I guess. He doesn't want to become as dark or as controlling or lonely as Bruce Wayne is. Onto his abilities, he's an exceptional martial artist. Speed, agility are his major draw cards, but he's also got crazy strength. He's really good in hand-to-hand combat. He learnt from the Bat after all. And he's great with technology and has a wide array of gadgets. His weaknesses is, he is human after all. Other than that, I don't bloody know. He's
Nightwing.
He's Nightwing.
Yeah.
And he's best known for, obviously, formerly being Robin.
Cool.
So down to it. I went with Nightwing on this one. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise, after that last comment.
Yeah, so these two are pretty evenly matched, I think, in terms of martial arts, strength, speed, but I think Daredevil's weakness here will really play into effect in terms of being easily put off by loud sounds, all of those kind of things to distract him. And even though Nightwing probably in this sense wouldn't have faced this kind of opponent before, he surely would have something in his arsenal that would allow him to distract Daredevil enough to be able to defeat him. So that's mine, my reasoning. What do you guys think? Over to you.
You go.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
I think it would be a pretty bloody close fight.
Oh, it would be for sure.
Daredevil's sense is actually better than Spider-Man's spider sense by a long way. So I think I might have to give this to Daredevil in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, he's pretty bloody cunning.
He is.
He is.
And if this, he has the ability to take the fight away from his competitor.
And I guess it depends where the fight is, too.
Well,
You better...
Let's say our fights are always walking down the street and they're facing off to each other.
It's like someone looks
Talking
at the other
smack.
Mm.
one. They're talking smack.
Yeah. And these guys fight by night. No way they're going to be out in these suits during the daytime. So I can see Daredevil busting out some lights, making it completely dark and turning this fight into his favor.
That's true.
So I'm going to give the fight to Daredevil here.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, the deciding vote.
There you go. As always, I think.
The power I hold. Daredevil.
Damn it.
Yeah. Look,
Why you gotta play me
again,
like
very like as Kate said, and yourself as well, very evenly matched. You kind of like, and yes, Nightwing does have some very good detective skills and all that sort of stuff, but you're banking on the fact that he knows that Daredevil is blind, which he
most
doesn't.
don't. Yep.
Yeah.
that's
So,
true.
and you know, when you're looking at that sort of thing, I think when you're looking at a top 5 consensus Marvel Universe martial artist versus sometimes in the top 10 in the DC, you know, sort of thing, like the too good a fighter plus the heightened senses. I think Daredevil takes it most times. So I'll go with Daredevil.
Alrighty.
So round 1, Marvel.
Ooh.
Has that happened before? I think it must
I think
have.
it has.
Yeah, okay.
Round 2. So 4 combatants in this one as well. The first fight actually starts with Captain Cold versus Mr. Fantastic, and that got 9% of the votes.
Yeah.
Very interesting matchup here.
Yeah.
No one that you would actually think would cross each other on the street.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give this to Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
He's just way, way too smart. Oh, the smartest man in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
He has got this easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there. I mean, I think that'd be probably a pretty decent fight that would ensue, but Mr. Fantastic could take it.
Yeah. It's a shutout. Mr. Fantastic for sure. Too smart, too clever.
Yep.
His power set is way more than a freeze gun,
Yep,
effectively.
exactly.
So yeah, just gets it done fairly easily.
All right, well, the next matchup we had was Nova versus Sinestro, which got 18% of the votes. I went with Nova on this one.
Yeah.
Yep. Reasoning, he's just got a wide array of abilities here, and the Nova Force. That was my bam.
That was
factor.
your bam.
My bam factor.
That was your mic drop.
Yep, that was it.
Yeah, it's a tough one. God damn it, it's a tough one.
Yeah, very similar,
Yeah,
aren't they?
they are very similar, and you're taking kind of like, you know, one of Marvel's great space heroes against one of DC's great space villains. It's actually a really good fight. Yeah, Nova.
Yeah.
I would say, but fucking barely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'd be
like
tough.
it's such a tough fight, but I would go with Nova. I think, overall, too powerful.
Yeah. I'm the same. Nova, I think he's got this. It'll be a long battle.
Yep.
And the thing with the rings, man, they run out of power.
Well,
They
that's
do, you gotta
exactly
charge
it.
So Nova's got this just for longevity.
Yeah.
Good one.
The next matchup is Baron Zemo versus the Joker, which got 32% of the votes. Interesting. Again, I think I would give it to, if we're talking no prep time, just meeting on the spot, I give it to Baron Zemo.
Yeah.
Just purely too heavy an arsenal
Yeah.
for the Joker.
Too smart.
Yeah.
All over it.
I went with Baron Zemo as well.
The Joker's also very smart.
He is.
Yeah, but Baron Zemo, man.
But Baron Zemo, man.
That's
that purple
the
mask,
reasoning.
man.
Damn.
That mask. Yeah,
Damn.
yeah, it's a battle of the purples.
Yeah. That's going to take us to the round 2 main event. Luke Cage versus Bane with 41% of the votes.
That's me.
That's you.
It's my matchup. So in the red corner, standing 6'6" and weighing 425 pounds, he's one half of the Heroes for Hire, given super strength and unbreakable skin due to experimental cell regeneration testing. Fighting out of Harlem, New York, by way of Marvel, it's Luke, Sweet Christmas, Cage. So the powers for this guy, superhuman strength, superhuman durability, increased speed and recovery, unbreakable steel hard skin. Some of his better known abilities, he's a pretty good bartender, he's a high level street fighter, multilingual, and he has trained martial arts under the great Iron Fist. We're talking about a guy that has essentially taken a shotgun blast to the chest with nil issues, taken a shot to the back of the head with no problems. He's had a pumpkin bomb explode in his hands with no ill effect. He's jumped from Avengers Tower, destroyed a shield cell door. He has KO'd Taskmaster. He has subdued Rhino. He's KO'd Ironclad with a single punch. There's a guy that has stood toe-to-toe with the Juggernaut, the Thing, and the Hulk, mind you, and is also a member of the Avengers, and his wife could beat up your dad, basically. Easy.
Yep. Yeah.
Easy. And in the blue corner, standing 6'8" and weighing in at 350 pounds, he's a former mercenary, given enhanced abilities thanks to an addiction to the drug Venom. Fighting out of Santa Prisca by way of DC, he's the breaker of bats, Bane. Powers do include things like peak human levels of strength, speed, reflexes, and stamina. All of these are further enhanced to meta levels when taking the drug Venom. Accelerated healing as well when he's using Venom. His abilities include expert in hand-to-hand combat. He's mastered multiple styles and has even created his own. He has a genius-level intellect helped by an eidetic memory. He is a polymath. He's multilingual. He is a master strategist, and he has expert-level deduction skills.
So he'll do your taxes.
He will do your taxes.
Easy, no
He's
worries.
very good at doing
Fantastic.
taxes
Fantastic.
in several different countries.
Yeah.
He has killed countless men. He's seen to have been able to snap multiple metal restraints. He is the destroyer of doors and smasher of walls. He's defeated Azrael. He's KO'd Man-Bat with a single punch. He's demolished Killer Croc. He has beaten Nightwing and Robin. He's one of only 2 men to beat Ra's al Ghul at chess. That points if anyone knows who the other person is.
Right. Arrow.
Negative.
Damn it.
The Joker. And of course, his most famous feat is he broke the bat.
Yeah.
Now, okay. So there's 2 ways that this fight has to play out. One of them is Luke Cage versus Bane without Venom, which he is currently on or off, however it would work. He has kicked his addiction. Good on him. So Luke Cage versus Bane without Venom is Luke Cage, hands down, every day of the week.
Just a massive,
no question.
Oh, yeah.
big beat down
Just a big
Agree.
beat down. On Venom, still Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be quite honest, it's almost not close enough that it's laughable.
Yeah, it is a
Sure.
comedic fight.
Yeah.
You could just see Bane just wailing on this guy and Luke Cage just standing there.
Yeah. So don't get me wrong. If the force of the trauma is hard enough, it can damage Luke Cage and injure him internally. That's the only way he can be injured.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Bane does not contain, even on Venom, he doesn't contain the same levels of strength.
Yeah.
We're talking a guy in Luke Cage who is reported to lift anywhere between 25 to 40 tons, depending on who's riding him.
Crazy.
And I think the most I've seen or heard of Bane lifting on Venom peaked out to the max is like 3 to 4 tons. So the strength is different, the durability, all that sort of stuff. It's no match, no contest.
Yep.
Agree.
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all three.
Oh my god, that's Marvel.
All three to Marvel. Marvel's 2 up.
Killing it.
Round 3.
All right, so that brings us to our third round again, where we had 4 formidable battles occurring. First one being Cassandra Cain versus Gambit with 10%. So just for those of you out there, Cassandra Cain, formerly known as Batgirl. Yep.
Can I just say 2 things? A, know who Cassandra Cain is.
Yeah.
Because she's a fantastic fucking character. And B, the fact that this got 10% of the votes is...
dismal.
It's
I think it's
disappointing.
Justified.
Who have you got?
I went with Cassandra Cain.
Yeah?
Yeah. I just think she's got it going on, this girl.
Right.
She's got it going on.
Yep. Just like physically? Or,
Yeah. Not just physically.
Yeah. Like she's got nice hair.
She has amazing hair. She's like a master martial artist, right? And I know
Gambit.
Gambit. Sorry, almost forgot who I was talking about there. He's got this pretty cool ability in being able to kinetically charge objects and all that kind of stuff. I just think she'd outsmart him, outwit him, beat his ass.
Yep. Both formidable fighters, but I think when you're talking about formidable fighters, you're talking about Cassandra Cain.
Oh, yeah.
And not only that, she has the ability to be able to read body language, essentially. So she can kind of essentially predict what you are going to do before you even do it. With that, with her speed, with her abilities, there is not much Gambit can do insofar as his powers besides killing everybody and destroying like an entire friggin' building. But if it's just an all-out street fight, it is Cassandra Cain every day.
Yeah, I agree. Her ability to read the body language makes a world of difference for this battle. She's got this easy.
Nice. So the next fight was Red Hulk versus Lobo, coming in with 25% of the votes.
Now, this is criminal.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, it is criminal. However, it's kind of an easy matchup also.
Yeah.
Oh,
Definitely.
super easy.
Let's say it on 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Lobo.
Red Hulk.
Damn it.
No, yeah, it is Lobo, obviously.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Lobo by far. There is probably not a lot that the Red Hulk could do to a guy that has effectively, stood toe to toe with Superman.
Knocked him out.
With
one punch.
Yeah. So, yeah. But yeah, you're right.
And he also has a red lantern ring.
Yes.
Around his neck.
Yeah.
Chucks that bad boy on.
Wow, man. It's there is honestly there's nothing the Red Hulk could do.
Yeah.
No. Destroyed.
Easy.
Done.com.
Yep.
And that's the final fight in the prelims.
Yep.
It takes us to Punisher versus Black Canary, and that got 29% of the vote.
Yeah.
Now, this is a very interesting matchup. I'm going to give this to Black Canary.
Yeah.
I just think her powers will give her the leg up on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think a canary cry and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff will really help her in this kind of battle. And she'd take it.
Yep. Same. Taking nothing away from Frank Castle.
No.
Absolutely love the guy. Black Canary, too skilled a fighter. Canary Cry takes it every day.
Yep. All right, and that's going to bring us to the main event of round 3, which is Bullseye versus Green Arrow with 36% of the votes. Over to you, Kade.
Yeah, so standing in the red corner, standing 6 foot tall and weighing in at 200 pounds. He is a killer that never misses. That is Bullseye. His powers are he has enhanced durability. He has actually got strips of adamantium fused to his skeleton and spine, basically making his bones indestructible.
Yeah.
He has also got his abilities include being basically an Olympic level everything.
Yeah.
Gymnast, lifter. He's a super skilled acrobat, expert marksman, of course.
Synchronized swimmer.
Synchronized swimmer.
Gold medal at Rio.
Yes, indeed. He can basically use any object as a lethal projectile. He's a martial artist expert, extremely talented with edged weapons and just basically anything. Also firearms.
Yep.
And his strength level, he can overhead press double his weight.
Oh, that's
I just
impressive.
thought that is
Crazy.
impressive.
That is impressive for just a normal dude.
And that's the
You
thing.
go do it. You can try to do it now.
Exactly, I couldn't do it.
yeah.
That's like me lifting up nearly 400 kilos. But his weaknesses are he's human, and an interesting thing here that I did not know is that he is colorblind.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
And he is best known for killing Elektra,
Yes.
the deadliest assassin.
Yes. Interesting.
That is very interesting.
Yeah.
And standing in the blue corner, standing at 5'11" and weighing in at 195 pounds, it's the former Playboy party animal, Green Arrow.
Oh, yeah.
He is an expert in acrobatics, expert in archery. He claims to be able to shoot 29 arrows per minute. He claims.
Claims.
Yeah, that's
All
what he
these
says at
claims.
Oliver
parties.
Queen with his claims.
Rumors.
And he once shot 2 arrows down 2 different gun barrels.
Oh,
This guy.
this guy.
This guy,
What a
he's got
skill.
tricks, man. He's got tricks.
He's got stories.
he's got stories for days.
He had a little bit too much tequila, I think.
Yeah.
He's also expert. He's an expert with firearms. He can basically master any gun you throw at him. Also quite good at martial arts. He's quite good at judo, kickboxing, and karate. And has once beaten Jason Todd in a sword fight.
Ooh.
So he ain't no slouch.
Yeah.
And he also has those mean-ass trick arrows.
He does.
Yeah, that'd be
And his
sweet.
only weakness is that he is human.
Yep.
So he could get a cold like I've got right
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
With a black
And-
lung.
The black lung. He's best known for being stranded for 5 years and becoming something different.
If that's what you're best known for, that's pretty sad.
Yeah. Mind you, that's TV show.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
So who takes it?
Okay, so both these fighters, they're pretty equally matched in terms of strength and fighting capabilities.
Yeah.
Bullseye probably just scratches him a little bit more in the fighting. He has killed the world's most deadly assassin.
Yep.
The real variant on this battle would be the distance between them. Green Arrow probably would have the battle if it was fought over a bit of distance, just for the fact that, he shoots his bloody arrows, 29 per minute.
Yep.
But ultimately, I do see Bullseye taking the fight. The fact that he can use any object as a deadly projectile is his main draw card, no pun intended.
Nice.
Add to that his body is infused with strips of adamantium, just takes him to another level over Oliver.
Yep.
Even if Oliver got hits with an arrow, it won't ultimately take him down because of that. And I could see him ripping it out and actually throwing the arrowhead at Green Arrow to kill him.
Yep.
Yep. I agree. I went Bullseye as well.
Yeah.
In this one. For all the reasons you said, especially the one where he can use any item as a projectile.
Yeah.
I think he'd probably adapt to wherever they were. And then, could use the top of one of the arrows and just knock him out.
Well, we're all agreeing. I thought there'd be some, some
I don't like
dissension
this.
amongst the ranks.
Yeah.
It is a shutout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bullseye again. You're right. Too tricky, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Essentially, anything that is kind of thrown at him, and I'm pretty sure he is as gifted defensively as he is offensively.
Yep.
In regards to his martial arts abilities and all
Yeah.
that sort of thing. So, and you're right. And Elektra is a top 5 level martial artist in the Marvel universe. Yep.
Yeah.
Bullseye.
Takes it easy.
Not easy.
Nah, easy.
No, man.
So easy.
So easy, you
So
guys.
easy.
Yeah. Okay, and that's going to bring us to our bonus round. So we had a little bit of fun with this round, kind of put a little bit of some random matchups, I guess you would call them, together. First one, Lockjaw versus Crypto. Now, if you need some clarification, just in case you do, if you need some clarification, Lockjaw is actually the Inhuman royal family's dog.
That's correct.
And he's fucking huge.
He is
He's
huge as
massive.
shit. And Crypto is obviously Superman's dog.
Yep.
Yeah. For me,
Oh, this got 9% of the
9%
votes.
of the votes.
Which
Yep.
I was sad about, just so all
Yeah,
of you know.
it's so
Yeah,
disappointing.
I thought it'd get a bit more love.
Yeah.
For me, it's easy. Easy. It is Crypto.
Yep.
Yep. I went Crypto too.
Crypto every day.
Crypto is a dog that essentially has the exact same powers as Superman. Lockjaw has a really strong jaw and the ability to teleport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Crypto.
Yeah, every day. The second fight is Pepper Potts versus Lois Lane. This got 22% of the votes. I honestly see Lois Lane taking this out quite easily with a lot of hair pulling and scratching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I can see
Okay.
that. I also went Lois Lane, to be honest. And I guess we were saying a bit earlier where she's not necessarily been portrayed as she has been in the comic books,
Yep.
as she has been in the movies and TV shows. She's badass
She
in the
is,
comic
yeah.
books. I reckon she'd nail Pepper Potts.
Yeah, I think.
Well,
Oh, not nail. Hang on now.
I think I agree. So assuming, of course, that Pepper Potts is human and doesn't have a rescue suit or
Yes,
anything like
yep.
that, it's just the two of them. I'm gonna go Lois Lane as well. No hair pulling and scratching though, Kade. She's actually a formidable fighter. She grew up on army bases and stuff like that. She knows
Yeah.
how to handle herself. I think she might even know a little bit of judo.
Yeah, I think her dad told her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So she takes it easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
All right. Okay, so the third battle of our pre-battles, as they are, was JJ Jameson versus Perry White with 33% of the votes.
33% of the votes.
He got more than Lois Lane versus Pepper Potts,
Yeah,
which I was surprised
me too.
surprised about.
Who you got?
yeah, who you got on this?
Well, I mean, my reasoning for this one winning has no substance at all. I went Perry because he doesn't smoke.
So he's got better
He's got,
cardio.
yeah, he
Yeah.
could run for longer.
Okay. I had Triple J.
Okay.
Had Triple J killing it. He's just got that old man rage. He's just like non-stop angry as shit. Perry White has his moments, but he
Yeah.
seems a little bit more reserved. That could also be like a silent assassin.
Yeah.
But I don't think so.
Yeah, it's the sleeping bear.
Yeah, it is.
Don't
Yeah,
poke
it
the
could
bear.
could be that, but I don't think so. I say Triple J takes it.
Yeah, I got Triple J as well. He's got that old man strength.
Yeah.
You know, you don't fuck with him.
Like Popeye strength?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
it. And like, see the pictures of him?
Yeah,
Jacked as fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
He is.
And he's always wanting pictures of Spider-Man.
It is.
Do you know who would be, I reckon, every time I see him in a comic book, who I think of, who's the guy that, Ron Perlman.
Yeah.
That's who I think of.
How does Ron Perlman make his way into almost every single show we do?
I don't know.
He's a
Hashtag
legend.
Ron Perlman be
Yep.
my dad. Okay. And that is going to take us to the main event.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
main event.
That is Alfred versus Jarvis with 36% of the votes. And let me just say, though, it is human Jarvis.
Yes.
Yes.
It's the Battle of the Butlers.
Yes.
This was close, man. Yeah. 36 to 33.
Yeah, 36 to 30. I actually worked it out. It's less than a handful of votes.
Really?
Between them.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Yeah. However, Alfred stomps.
Oh, yeah.
All day.
All day, man.
Every
All
day.
If you've seen some of the things that over comic book history Alfred has gotten up to, even as an old man butler, I'm talking about.
Well, I mean, he got kidnapped in one I remember reading, and he just like destroyed him without even ruffling up his suit.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
He is the man. Jarvis probably makes a good cocktail of sorts.
yeah. Drives a mean vehicle.
Yes, he does. But no,
Yep.
Alfred.
Alfred, all day.
Yep.
And he's hard as fuck,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, he is. For an old dude.
For an old dude, man. He'll put you in your spot.
Yes, he will. So that means, if we tally up the votes,
Yeah.
because we're at that point.
Yeah.
We are at
that
that
is
point.
3 to Marvel, 1 to DC. That's a win for Marvel.
That is.
And they desperately needed it.
They did.
Yeah, that's it. So what's that now? DC 2, Marvel 1?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, shit, man. It's
Next
starting to
one.
heat up. With only 2 rounds to go.
No, round 4.
Oh.
It's do or die.
Do or die
for Marvel.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
come on, guys. If you want that Marvel team to win, you got to be voting in 11 weeks' time.
Yeah, we will
Be
do
prepared.
it very much into the future.
Yes.
And that means it's time for our final segment, Get to Know Your Favourite Hero, brought to you by Kasplat Comics and Collectibles. For all your comic and pop culture needs, visit kasplatcomics.com.au, or you can visit their Facebook page, Kasplat Comics and Collectibles. Check them out. We'll leave a link in the show notes as well.
Now, that's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
Oh, I couldn't do it because I was sick. I
Oh, because I'm sick.
Because I'm sick.
Have you been?
Hashtag because I'm sick.
Have you been sick for 30 episodes of this show?
Yeah, sick of your shit.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Look, so instead of giving you guys comic recommendations this week, I just wanted to take a second to celebrate what would have been the 99th birthday of a comic book uber legend, a man who can only be described as one of the most influential figures in comic book lore, Jack Kirby. For those that may not know, this is the man that can be credited with creating or co-creating classics like The Fantastic Four, The X-Men, The Incredible Hulk, Captain America, The New Gods, and many, many more. He was a longtime collaborator with Stan Lee and worked with both Marvel and DC as a writer and artist and created some truly amazing classic works. Unfortunately, we lost him in 1994, but this is a man that comic book fandom will never forget.
Never, ever.
Never, ever. Happy birthday, good sir.
Yes, happy birthday.
And that is going to do it for another episode. Stay tuned for next week when we talk about, you ready for it?
Oh, I am.
Oh, the big reveal.
Stranger Things.
Oh, shit.
I finally got Kade to watch it.
You did.
And we're going to talk about it.
We are.
All of it.
All of it.
All the goodness.
All 8 episodes.
Yeah.
One go.
One go. So get on to that. That'll be next week. Just take a little second to thank everybody again for listening and subscribing and, of course, reviewing the show, which is ever important in the grand scheme of life.
It is. It really helps the show. Tell a friend about us.
Yeah.
Tell a friend.
Tell your mum.
Tell
Yeah.
your mum. She probably won't like all the...
But she'll pretend to listen because she loves you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell her to take it to her hot yoga class and pass it around amongst her friends.
Yeah.
Yep.
What else are we doing? Facebook.
We've got a Facebook, that's Comic Confidential on Facebook. We've got Instagram, Twitter, that's at Comic Con Pod. And we've got the YouTube. You know the story.
Yeah.
And check our website out. That's comicconpod.com. Got a Patreon. If you want to support the show, jump on there. That's patreon.com/comicconpod. And we've also got the Loot Crate. If you want to jump onto that bandwagon, that's in the show notes.
Yep, that's right. And we've also got a Snapchat now.
Oh,
Yay,
yes.
So,
Snapchat.
follow us, Comic Con Pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Amy
I'm gonna
runs
send
that.
you all the cool shit.
Yeah, there'll be dog snaps.
Yes.
So many dog snaps.
Cade with dog face on.
Cat snaps.
Cat snaps.
That's the hoe filter, isn't it?
No, that's the one with the wreath
dogs?
of flowers.
Yeah.
Oh,
or the
is it?
butterflies.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
I thought the dog one was like the hoe one.
No, because I think they're both.
It's hidden hoe. Let's just say.
hidden hoe.
right.
Because the one with the wreath of flowers also gives you really good skin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it makes you
right.
look flawless.
Yeah, flawless skin, fantastic bright eyes. I've never used it in my life.
That's a lie.
It's my
He was
profile
testing it out
picture.
before.
Yeah, we also have a network, the Comic Confidential Network,
Yeah.
containing such classic shows as the Advisory Podcast.
And holy shit, man, the intro they did on this week's episode was fucking
What-
amazing.
What number is it? 57, I
Is it
believe.
57?
56 or 57. Don't quote me. It's on the website. Have a look.
Yeah.
Check it out. Fucking fantastic work this week by the guys.
Yeah. Right.
They killed it this week.
Absolutely amazing show.
What do they talk about? It's the, do you
The two-
use the same towel to dry your bum as to
As
dry
your
your
face.
face?
Yeah, the
Yes.
two towel system.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, it's a dilemma we've all been in.
We
Yeah.
have, just use a towel.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then just fucking wash it.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like that's the way to go.
Is it? Or do you use 2 towels?
I don't know. Go and listen to them and find out.
Exactly.
Damn.
Ooh. That's all right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. Thanks for listening. As always, I'm Troy.
I'm Cade.
And I'm Amy.
And this has been Comic Confidential.
Peace.
See ya.
Peace.
Every week.
Stop stealing my peace, you motherfuckers.
Like, your piece, are you carrying?
No.
Fuck, get away.